Alright. So I don't know what to do. I'm bored as fuck. Finna watch some of these streams. I think what's Polish American Brotherhood, I believe they're on. I think you might have some stuff from Jeff Mack. He might be on here in a little bit. Steve Oatley, Citizen Stringer, Wake Up America, he might be on a little bit. Till then, I'm just gonna sit here. I'm waiting for my my Kindle to update. I just turned it on for the first time in a couple days. And my mic right here. It's actually, it's not my. This is my mic stand. And other things, so that's what I'm actually using to hold this Kindle. And those fucking sounds annoy me, and I know they gotta annoy you guys too. Just bear with me. I'll try to mute that shit here in a little bit, which I don't think I can mute it on y'all's end. This fucking thing is still updating. My laptop and stuff is, my screen is broke and shit, so I've been having to use my phone and Kindle. My phone broke about 4 weeks ago, so I just got this new one a couple weeks ago. Motorola. Went back to Motorola still. Same. Android. I don't like iPhones for some reason. I just never really got along with them. But yeah, as soon as this pops up and opens up and I link to the Bluetooth behind me, we'll get some streams going. Now, yeah, I know, of course, it's going to look shitty and crappy because it's just, you know, my Kindle on it. Optimizing again. Something is terribly wrong with this motherfucker. Alright, so it looks like we're going to do it on this one. Let's do it. Alright, tired of fucking around. Turn the Wi-Fi off. Oh, that could be why it's doing it too. Is the Wi-Fi could be. I forgot it was hooked up to Wi-Fi. Damn, what is that? Let's go ahead and switch this.
Bluetooth. Connected.
Jeez, that scared the fuck out of me. I'm gonna play that again. Scary shit. Oh, I got 10,000 likes already. Alright, let me go back. Where are my notifications at? There. What? Video has been removed by the uploader. So, what do you call it? The Polish American Brotherhood. It says the video was removed by the uploader. That's weird. She was live just then in one of the protests. I wonder what happened. And this motherfucker was on and working and had it going and everything, and went to hook up to the Bluetooth, and all of a sudden it just cut off. I thought it was because the battery was dead, but apparently not. So Johnny Depp is coming back. Oh, my camera's about to fall. Hang on there, buddy. I'm gonna caution nobody. I'm gonna leave it at that little angle. I like that.
To ask you a question that has been plaguing me for a while. How did you kill Jeffrey Epstein?
Yes, we came, we saw, he died.
Gird yourself, lads. Prepare for incoming tired Jeffrey Epstein memes. These dumb assholes on the right-hand side consistently fabricating nonsense about Hillary Clinton sneaking into Epstein's cell and strangling him. This, of course, is going to come down because we're finally entering into the phase where Ghislaine Maxwell is going to be sentenced for trafficking children to nobody. Maybe she trafficked them to Donald Trump, right, Rolling Stone? This is the left-hand side, of course. Because with Jeffrey Epstein's death, conspiracy theories have officially gone mainstream. And then, of course, there's a picture of Donald Trump next to Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. Because, of course, you always have to show those two together because they got to hide, you know, the fact that, you know, the Clintons love this goofball over here. Anyhow, so why, again, would there be Epstein conspiracies? Oh, because they put this chick on suicide watch. And then they go, but she's not suicidal. Do we usually do that? Is this standard operating procedure? I thought suicide watch would be for the group of people who you needed to watch because they might suicide. Nah, that makes too much sense. This is The Guardian, and they're telling you Ghislaine Maxwell put on suicide watch, but isn't suicidal ahead of sentencing. Move prompts Maxwell's attorney to seek to postpone her sentencing because she can't properly prepare for the hearing. Of course, it's difficult to properly prepare for your sentencing when you're trying to dodge being killed by Hillary Clinton. You know, we won't go to... Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. That's a conspiracy. It's a Charlize conspiracy theory. Racist bigots. Everybody knows that Donald Trump is bestest friends with Epstein. And, of course, Ghislaine Maxwell. By the way, they love showing this picture. This is a picture of, again, billionaires, because billionaires predominantly hang out with billionaires. I know it's weird for lefties to understand this because they care so much. But, you know, middle-class people hang out with middle-class people, rich people hang out with rich people, billionaires hang out with other billionaires. And this was all before Epstein was charged with trafficking children. This is way before Ghislaine Maxwell, again, convicted of trafficking children to nobody. It's weird. Anyhow, this picture right here is Ghislaine Maxwell at this dump truck's fucking wedding right here. Daughter of Hillary Clintons and, well, of course, because that's not Bill Clinton's daughter at all. Jesus. No, course not. There ain't no way Bill Clinton going to stick his dick. Bill Clinton is not going to poke Hillary Clinton, and he's going to definitely not even share his sperm with her. But no, this is way after Ghislaine Maxwell and Epstein were caught trafficking fucking children. That's weird. See, this is when everybody knows she's a kid fucker, hanging out with the Clintons, and this is way before anybody knew that they were kid fuckers, hanging out with the Trumps. That's weird how that works. It's actually not weird how it works. This chick trafficked children to Bill Clinton, which is why she's on suicide watch, because she might be killed. This happened a few weeks ago, and everyone's just kind of like, eh. Ghislaine Maxwell's cellmate said she was offered money to kill Maxwell. Now, who knows? Who knows? Probably not. I don't think that these lizard people are going to enlist the services of randos as cellmates. But no, she definitely will end up dead. If anything, it's a message being sent to Ghislaine Maxwell. You better shut your fucking mouth, bitch. You better not transact with Bill Clinton's name during your sentencing to catch a lighter sentence. You better not do it. They'll fucking kill you. Who's gonna kill you? Well, this family will kill you. This family will kill your ass. Of course they'll kill your ass. No. Rolling Stone says it's a conspiracy theory. It's not a conspiracy theory. It's clearly not a conspiracy theory. And now we're in a situation where you're putting her on suicide watch while telling everybody she's not suicidal. Guards at the federal prison where Ghislaine Maxwell awaits her sentencing for the role in the elaborate child sexual abuse case have placed her on suicide watch, though she isn't suicidal, according to court records. I like how the Guardian, you wrote that fucking paragraph. Are you even going to question? She's been convicted of trafficking children. Again? In an elaborate child sexual abuse case. Who's abusing the kids then? Who's on this client list? Anybody? Any fucking questions over here? Where the fuck is everybody at? This is insane. Ghislaine Maxwell is the only person, well, I guess Epstein as well, they keep getting convicted of trafficking children, but nobody arrests the people who are indulging or buying the children that were being trafficked. Of course, we know who's buying. We know who's buying the kids. We know who's buying the services. We know who's out there procuring the services of a child trafficking woman over here. This family. It's this family. And when you get caught, they gotta put you on suicide watch because Epstein fucking died on suicide watch. Epstein's best friend, Jean-Luc Picard, or Luc Besson, or I don't know, one of these fucking French people over there.
Yeah.
Another dude who killed himself on suicide watch. They going for the hat trick, lads. They going for the hat trick over here. And so if you've got Ghislaine Maxwell in the dead pool, holy shit, you're almost ready to cash in. We'll have to see how long she lasts over here. But very interesting. Mainstream media, they'll kill this fucking chick. And again, people like Rolling Stone will run out there and go, no, it's a conspiracy theory. It's not weird at all that everybody who's been caught and convicted running Epstein Island has killed themselves on suicide watch. It's like totally fucking normal. No, you're idiots. You're idiots, and the people who read your shit fucking rag magazine are dumb as hell. Absolute mental midgets. You got a fucking smooth brain to keep turning a blind eye to all of these Clinton associates who end up dead. Get another dude. The dude who introduced Bill Clinton to Epstein, they found him hanging in a tree with a dollar store electrical cord. They're like, oh, that's definitely a suicide. Climbed all the way up there himself. He Juicy Smollett did himself with an extension cord. Suicide. Yeah, what about the gaping shotgun wound in his chest? Everybody always does that. Everybody always adds a slight shotgun amplifier to their hangings. No, that's not even a joke, by the way. That's what happened. They found the dude in a tree.
It's true.
So lynched up in a tree with a gigantic fucking shotgun blast in his abdomen. And the family's like, don't look into it. Even the family's like, oh shit, don't look into those. No, it's definitely suicide.
Guy's up in a tree with a fucking shotgun hole in his chest. Suicide.
Watch the music. Watch out. You can't do today. The life status of Ghislaine Maxwell and other Clinton associates. Hit the subscribe button and make way. To
Scared the shit out of me.
flow.
All right. Up next. Go like salty cracker. That's what I'm motherfucking.
Yeah, I got a new show for y'all. Got a damn good show. But before we start, to remember everybody,
I don't really feel like watching Hosh Twins. I love Hosh Twins, but
what I've done. Anyway, welcome to the show. Today is, what is it?
All right.
Monday,
Oh, boy,
June
Steve.
27th, 7:58. Started a little bit early because there were
we'll do a
people
little watch
outside
party.
the
Make
front
sure to
of the
go to
store.
his
We'll
page
talk
and
about
like
that
it.
in a second, but they were all very curious and they were starting to look it up online, and I was like, you know what? I'll just go live and I'll answer all the questions live to an audience of several hundred people, because you probably have questions. We'll talk about that. The whole Roe versus Wade and how my little town had protests today. We'll talk about that on the second half of the show. But first, today is Monday, so we do our mass shooting reports every Monday. Now, I gotta say, April and the research team here at Citizen Stringer dug deep, and that's April and her. I don't know who she had doing it, but I'm assuming it was other people because I didn't help at all. But we actually dug deep into the 276 mass shootings that have occurred. Actually, there's way over 300 now, but we analyzed the first 276 mass shootings of this year, and we have some startling data for you that you're not going to hear anywhere else because mainstream media is afraid to tell you the truth, if you didn't know that. Anyway, this episode is sponsored by Spartan Armor Systems. Spartan Armor Systems is a Tucson, Arizona-based body armor manufacturer, and they're awesome. They're awesome. I mean, what can I say? They've been big sponsors of our show since the very beginning. Since we were covering all the riots of 2020, and they will continue to be our sponsors. They're not afraid of all the cancel culture and people that are trying to get the sponsorships removed. They just don't bow down to that cowardly act of getting people canceled. Anyway, go check them out, SpartanArmorSystems.com, SpartanArmorSystems.com, and if you use code YEET, that is YEET, you'll get 10% off, actually 5% off your order. And that's everything. They got the plate carriers. They got up to level 4 ceramic now. They got everything. Patches, med kits, targets. They got everything. Go check them out, SpartanArmorSystems.com. Use code YEET and get 5% off your order. All right, so our mass shooting report. Sorry, everybody. Citizen Stringer, I started just a few minutes earlier, so you guys just switched over. But hello, welcome to the show. You just missed my Spartan Armor plug, but I apologize for that. Anyway, we're going to dive into our mass shooting reports, and I'm going to try to do the best that I can because I quickly loaded them onto this computer on the side and didn't, turn off the ad blocker. So there's a lot of mass shootings. A lot. Actually, let me take that back. There's not as many. There's over a dozen. Over a dozen mass shootings leaving. I don't even know. We can quickly tally how many people died in the past 7 days. So since June 20th, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 mass shootings with 1, 3, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 people dead and dozens injured in mass shootings. We're going to start in the back because that's how we do things. Over here. Actually, no, I'm wrong. No. There were like 16 mass shootings. Because on June 26th, there were 5 or 6 mass shootings. So I'm wrong. So lots and lots of people died, as usual. I mean, typically it does. We average 13 mass shootings a week. I know if you're just tuning in for the first time, you're like, no, that's not true. Mainstream media covers all mass shootings. Oh, no, they don't, actually. They only cover the ones where the shooter is a white dude. Just to be completely honest with you. Or it's a school shooting, or it's a supermarket shooting, until they find out that the shooter's not a white dude, and then they stop talking about it. Like the Uvalde shooting, everyone knows about that, but you notice how mainstream media, except Fox News is trying to cover it, but everyone's kind of moved on now. They're on the Roe versus Wade kick. With the school shooting, it was really good for the Dems because then they started pushing the gun control legislation and all that. And then you have the Supreme Court, which they tried to garnish all the votes and all that stuff back. They tried to influence the Supreme Court, and it didn't work. And so on Thursday, Roe versus Wade was overturned. Anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. Anyway, let's talk about some of these mass shootings that occurred this week. And they piled in. In Staten Island, detectives have discovered that an additional 2 people were shot at a party this past weekend in New Brighton, bringing the total number of victims to 5. The injured parties, a 38-year-old male with a gunshot wound to the leg and a 31-year-old male who was shot in the foot, fled the scene before ultimately showing up by private means to hospitals in Jersey, according to an NYPD spokesperson. A 22-year-old woman was transported to Richmond University Medical Center in West Brighton after she suffered a gunshot wound to her lower back. Later, 2 men, aged 33 and 47, walked into the West Brighton Hospital with graze wounds, apparently suffered during the same shooting. All 3 people are in stable condition and are expected to recover. Police detailed that while the first 3 victims all have Staten Island addresses, not one of them lives at the home where the scary ordeal unfolded on Monday. The home addresses for the other 2 males weren't known as of Tuesday. No arrests have been made, and the investigation remains ongoing. No motive, obviously, you heard no arrests have been made. That's a very common theme. As we run through these, you're going to hear the majority of people, the shootings are unknown. So anyway, this is I lost my train of thought because these stupid ad bloggers. Anyway, he ducked, dodged, and turned every which way imaginable when the bullets started flying at a Harlem cookout, and somehow he escaped with just a badly broken finger. Oh. That is Francisco Batista, he recalled on Monday. Batista, 24, was one of 9 people shot when several gunmen opened fire during a rapper's Father's Day cookout in the Harlem's River Drive footpath under the Madison Avenue Bridge. Now, we talked about this earlier in the week, but it falls in last week on Father's Day, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, one man, a 21-year-old college basketball star, Darius Lee, was killed. The others, Batista included, got lucky and are expected to recover. Doctors told Batista it's possible they'll have to amputate his finger during surgery to repair the broken bones within his finger. He said he heard 5 to 7 shots, almost hit me on my side. If I didn't turn it that last second, that's the reason it hit his hand and not his side. Police sources say the rapper, Rich Reimer, was filming a music video when all hell broke loose. Batista suspects the shooting was sparked by a man who pulled up on a blue and white dirt bike. But his sister, Munchie, who had stepped away moments before the shooting to get Batista water, cautioned that his memory may have been distorted by the horrific idea, or whatever, the horrific incident.
Thanks for stopping in. I'm just watching other people's
Batista
streams.
Ran to his Harlem hospital by himself. Got treatment.
Steve Oatley.
Gunshots before, but never experienced a brush with death.
Go check him out.
So hit
his like button.
4 or 5 or 9 people that were shot that day too.
Good guy, Citizen Stringer.
That was in Harlem. In South Side, where is it? Chicago. One person was killed.
Reports real news.
In the shooting Thursday near CTA Red Line Station in Chicago's South Side. According to police, the 4 people were standing outside the station in the 7900 block of South Lafayette near 79th Street. Around 9:30 p.m., a man approached and began shooting. A 21-year-old man was shot in the chest and hand and was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. A 23-year-old woman was shot in the arm and taken to the hospital in fair condition. A 40-year-old man was shot twice in the arm, self-transported to the hospital and is in fair condition. And a 40-year-old man was shot twice in the arm, self-transported. I think I already said that. A 26-year-old man was shot in the elbow and self-transported to the hospital as well. He is in good condition. No one is in custody. There's no motive known for the shooting. Just like always. And you're going to hear that a lot because they never know. Also, another mass shooting, Hopewell, Virginia. 2 teenagers were found dead on the railroad tracks in Hopewell, Virginia on Friday night, according to Hopewell police. The teenagers identified police as 18-year-old Jasir Culver of Petersburg and 14-year-old Micah Coles of Hopewell have been shot. According to the Police Department Criminal Investigation Unit, on Friday, June 24th, around 10:27 p.m., officers responded to the area of Elm Street and Arlington Road in reference to shots fired. Upon arrival, officers located 2 male subjects lying on the railroad tracks suffering from several gunshot wounds. Both victims were pronounced deceased. Police say that 2 15-year-olds were also shot in the same incident, presented themselves to the hospital. They were transported to the hospital and are expected to make a full recovery. People who lived nearby said it sounded like a party in the 400 block of South 21st Avenue. One neighbor told local news affiliate John Burkett that they saw 2 teens run toward the railroad tracks right before the apartment complex, or right behind the apartment complex. Another man said he heard at least 9 shots. No suspects are in custody. No motive is known for the shooting. Very, very, very common there. Also in New York and Brooklyn, there was a scooter shooting, which is, I mean, that's close to my heart, scooter shootings. Anyway, 4 people were wounded, including an 8-year-old boy in a scooter shooting in Brooklyn Saturday night, according to police. 2 men riding on a scooter pulled around 11:30 p.m. to a large gathering of people in front of the Stuyvesant Gardens houses in Quincy Street in Bedford, Stuyvesant. Isn't that where 50 Cent's from? I think so. I think I remember rap songs where he says Bedford, Stuyvesant. And that's not how it's pronounced, but I don't give 2 shits. Anyway, an 8-year-old boy received a graze wound to the leg. A 27-year-old male, a 35-year-old female, and a 46-year-old female were all each shot in the legs. All 4 victims were transported to Kings County Hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The suspects did flee on the green and white scooter in an unknown direction, according to police and sources. 6 shell casings and 2 live rounds were recovered at the scene. No suspects are in custody, and guess what? No motive is known for that shooting either. 4 people were shot in the north side of San Antonio last week. 4 people were shot, with one of them later dying following a north side shooting early Sunday morning, according to police. The San Antonio Police Department responded to a call at the 3800 block of Blanco Road around 2:15 a.m. According to officials, there was an altercation in the Manhattan Bar parking lot that led to gunfire between the parties involved. Bystanders of the shooting were also shot, according to police. Upon arrival, 2 of the victims drove themselves to a nearby hospital, while 2 other victims were quickly taken to nearby hospitals in critical condition. One of the victims was transferred to a nearby university hospital, where he passed away from his injuries, according to officials. There are no suspects known at this time. No motive is known for the shooting. Now, here's something that's kind of good. Blakely, Georgia. There was a mass shooting, but at least the suspects are in custody. 1 person is dead and 6 people were injured after a shooting incident that happened Sunday, according to the Blakely Police Department. At approximately 12:45 yesterday morning, police were dispatched to North Church Street and Washington Avenue because of numerous gunshots that could be heard further south on North Church Street. 3 suspects, Jatavius James, 19, Javen Ransom, 24, and Joshua Burden, 18, were named in connection to the shooting. James and Ransom were taken into custody. Burden is still wanted. Officers found several gunshot victims and gave first aid. LifeBright EMS took 1 victim to the local ER, where they were pronounced dead. Officials said other victims self-reported or were taken to area hospitals by other individuals. Some victims have been treated and released, while others remain in serious condition in the hospital. Officials say there were 7 known victims, including the person who died, according to police. Officials said the shooting occurred in a densely crowded area of the nightclubs and food establishments on North Church Street. BPD and the Georgia Bureau of Investigation are investigating the incident. They have... So, yeah, two people are in custody there. 1 person is still outstanding. No motive is known for the shooting. However, it was most likely a fight because, we talked about this last night. Kids nowadays, they don't know how to fight. It's not like it used to be where if you had a beef with someone, you actually, dealt with it with hands, and no, now they use weapons because there's no father figures in these households to teach them how to fight with their hands, so they fight with their cats. Those are facts. You may not like it, especially if you're one of the people that were protesting today and you happen to watch this. You may not like those, but those are facts, and I encourage you to watch it or watch this show, because that's all we do is we provide facts with a tiny bit of opinion, but facts. Most of the time. We preface all of our opinions with commentary. And usually we curse when we're giving our opinion because, well, that's my personality. Sorry for it. 5 people were wounded in a shooting incident in the area of Madison and Essex Streets in Paterson, New Jersey on Sunday, a day after 2 other shooting incidents in the city left 1 man dead and 2 wounded. The Passaic County Prosecutor's Office said the city police found a 25-year-old Halden man wounded at the scene after responding to reports of shots being fired around 4:30 a.m. Sunday. Authorities said 4 other people, including a 17-year-old, also have been shot in the area, and all victims were taken to St. Joseph's University Medical Center. None of the victims were identified by authorities, who said 3 men, 2 19-year-olds, and a 30-year-old were city residents. They did not provide information. Other than that, the shooting came a little more than 27 hours after a Patterson man was fatally shot around 1 a.m. Saturday on Bell Avenue. Where was my office? I had an office in Paterson, New Jersey years ago. Was it Bell? I don't know. that wasn't a residential neighborhood. I don't know. Was it Bell? Was my office on Bell Avenue? My warehouse? Huh. That could have been crazy. There was a mass shooting in my warehouse district, like in the warehouse that was attached to my warehouse. That was the end of my office, status. We got out of our lease for that because they had like a party. They rented a warehouse and they had a party, and a rival gang came in and shot everybody up, and I think like 6 people were murdered, and then we had police crawling all over the whole place, and I called the landlord and I'm like, I'm out, do something about it. I'm breaking this damn lease because I can't get anyone to come to work because we're in the middle of gang areas and my trucks were getting stolen and broken into, whatever. Anyway, I already talked about that. So no suspects are known in any of those shootings in Paterson, New Jersey this weekend, which is crazy if you didn't know. Some more mass shootings. Hold on. Another ad blocker. 8 people were shot, 1 fatally at a large party early Sunday morning in the Sutherland community of Pittsylvania County. It was around 1:30 a.m. Sunday when the 911 center in Pittsylvania County received a call that rescue and law enforcement were needed at 1220 Kearns Church Road in reference to multiple people shot. Devin Taylor, an investigator with the Pittsylvania, the county sheriff's office said in a news release. When officers arrived on the scene, they found 8 gunshot victims. Jerome Jahim White, of 20 years old, of Danville, died from the shooting. Pittsylvania County Sheriff Mike Taylor announced on a Sunday evening. Right. This was in Virginia. Pittsylvania County is in Virginia. He announced it during a conference that Jerome Jahim White was. He announced it during a conference that Jerome Jahim White was killed. The body will be taken to the medical examiner's office for an autopsy. That was, I believe, was that earlier today? No.
Okay, I think I got it now.
Taylor said, listed in stable condition. No suspect information is available. No motive is known for the shooting, as always. Multiple shooting victims reported at Trail Ride in Winona, Texas. How many of you guys heard about this? It was a massive... Actually, it was weird because there was like one mass shooting followed by another shooting, and then police arrived, and then there was a third shooting. But only during the mass shooting was anyone hit. But it was weird because they knew this is Texas.
Alright, let's fix this. Where's my... There it is.
So, and this was an ATV trail ride, right? So, when you pulled into your ATV, there were actually...
Trying to clean this thing the best I can. I usually don't have that big light on.
There that took the guns away from the people that were doing the trail ride. Didn't stop people from getting shot.
I cleaned this thing a while ago.
Investigation Division and Crimes.
What? It's got a cracked screen on it. I don't give a fuck. Oh, get up. He'll come back in a minute. What I can do.
Investigators responded to the scene upon arrival. The location was determined to be a large pasture with numerous individuals remaining at the scene.
I think I know what's wrong.
The event was described as being a trail ride, ATV ride, and a horse show. Investigators spoke to witnesses at the scene.
What show?
have identified several.
What? There. I'll wait for this to come back on. Alright. We have been. I should have just left it on my phone, but I got other shit to do on my phone too. Excusez-moi. Alright, sorry. I had to take a break. That was my wife. Her aunt died, and they're making funeral arrangements, so that's never good. But trying to get things straight with the whole travel thing. Good thing we're in hospitality. I'll start this back up here, but why is this thing going so slow? Hmm. Looks like there's something going on here. Sorry, people just looking around. I'm just trying to find something that's going on. This is saying that there's watch live heavy police and EMS presence. This is station KSAT. Several police and EMS crews are working a scene involving an 18-wheeler truck on the south side near, I guess that's Quintana Road. I'm not sure where this is at either, but I guess it's about to play. Dude, why is it taking so long? I think the stream's over with, that's why. Let's go back. Premium. There we go. Let's go back to Steve. Let's hear him. Let's get him going. Well, that's why Wi-Fi sucks right there. Okay, this is beginning to be a joke right here. It's a guns are in the Constitution. Abortion is not. There. Now if it'll just play for some reason, I guess because the battery's low, it's not getting a good signal. That's how it goes. Could reset it, but while that's trying to fix itself. What?
Hey YouTube, this is Southern Prepper 1 and this is Boots on the Ground for today. If you have anything to add, just send it please to Southern Prepper 1 at yahoo.com. It'd be greatly appreciated by me and many other subscribers that are bringing or getting value out of this. They're telling me they're using these reports to help finalize their preps or to address an area they haven't even thought about or a supply thing that they haven't stocked at. And this is giving them a heads up, so thank you very much. Let's get right into it. This is the Coast Guard. The Coast Guard has set up a special program because they have a recruiting problem. So it's a program that teaches English before you go to boot camp in order to widen the net of who can apply to get into the Coast Guard. They said it's primarily directed to the Puerto Rican population, but anyone with a green card can join. This is layoffs. This had to deal with the federal government's main office in D.C., told to reduce their staff by 6%. That's all I have. I need more information to verify this and to give details. But if you know of anything, reduction in staffing in federal government, because to my knowledge, the federal government never reduces staff. They just keep adding more bureaucrats to the problem. This is a mechanic in the Midwest. He sent me the actual list that Freightliner puts out, giving the part name, whatever it be, from air conditioning parts to oil coolers.
All right. Let's go back to this one here.
I know a lot of people are like, well, Steve, that's awfully calming of you to be giving it away for free. Doesn't matter. You know, we do well, and I wanna spread the, you know, the coffee's amazing. Once you try it, you're just gonna be like, I need to buy this. Where can I get it? So yeah, free coffee shop opening Woodstock, Virginia. We're gonna have limited hours, probably 6 days a week, something like that, and we're gonna be closed to the public after like 2 o'clock because that's when I do all the show prep and cleaning up and all that stuff, and packaging all the coffee. But yeah, we'll have all the orders as soon as I'm done with this show and I do all the post stuff for this. Then I will update it. So if you guys go to Pure Truth Coffee around say 9:30 tonight, I will have all the quantities updated so you can order. Like right now it says we're out of a lot, but it's just that I didn't update the quantities. And yeah, most everyone, all the Kathy, your 25 pounds of French roast went out today. And then I have 5 packages with the post office that you got shipping notices today, but they're still sitting back here because the post office didn't come. Anyway, so let's talk about this Roe versus Wade decision because I was traveling, so I didn't really get to really talk about it. Kind of did a pseudo like protest conversation about Roe versus Wade being overturned. It doesn't mean illegal. Abortion has been made illegal, contrary to what so many people think, but that's okay. I made a video just so people understand. Like, and listen, I'm talking to a different audience. I'm talking to the 1 or 2 people that haven't ever watched my show that are listening in for the first time. And you want to know why so many people have animosity, not necessarily about the abortion protest, other than, because I'm being nice by saying abortion because the way I term it typically is killing the baby that's growing inside you. That's typically how I practice it, so you can see where I lean. You know what I mean? Because, well, you're a murderer. That's my personal belief. But let's look at some actual facts about some of these protests that happened this week. And I made a little 2-minute synopsis. If I could find it. I think it's this one. But I made a little 2-minute video just showing some of the peaceful protests that occurred this weekend. Enjoy.
You see this crowd here? You ain't seen nothing yet. Women are going to control their bodies no matter how they try to stop it. The hell with the Supreme Court. We will defy them. Women will be in control of their bodies. And if they think black women are intimidated or afraid, they got another thought coming. Black women will be out in droves. We will be out by the thousands. We will be out by the millions. We're going to make sure we fight for the right to control our own bodies. Thank you. Hello, everybody.
But yeah, you push a vaccine mandate. It's pretty smart. Broke his arm. It's all fun and games until them motherfuckers jump on you. lurking around.
So yeah, that's a little breakdown of the peaceful Roe versus Wade protests that occurred over the weekend. And yes, for all the naysayers, yes, there were some peaceful protests. But here's a little thing that I want to say to the leftists that watch this program, okay? And I'm not speaking to the Antifa terrorists. I'm not talking to you guys, but I'm talking about the type of people that were out here protesting today, that were outside of my store, right next door, that were out here protesting. Because while I disagree with you fundamentally on virtually every single chant that you said today, I still would protect your right to be out there saying it. Now, you saw one of those videos, and I believe it was Los Angeles or Iowa or Portland, I don't remember where a pro-lifer, so someone that was anti-abortion, was out and was brutally attacked, and it was a female, mind you, and she had the crap kicked out of her by a group of men that were dressed in black bloc. Now, this was during a peaceful protest. Can anybody tell me why more people don't stand up and say, nah. You can go out and protest, but destroying our community isn't going to work. I don't understand that. And so the only thing I can say, especially if I want to follow a step from the left's playbook, is blame all of you and label all of you as that same domestic terrorist. After all, isn't that what you did to anybody that was in Washington, D.C. on January 6th?
Yep.
Whether or not they even were close to the Capitol. I know police officers that went. I know individuals that went that had FBI show up on their door. I know people that didn't even go that had FBI showing up at their door because they were told that they were, because the FBI was told that they were there. They label anyone who supports Donald Trump or anyone on the right as a terrorist, right? MAGA terrorist, whatever, because they voted for Donald Trump. And yet, people will go out and dress in black bloc and destroy communities and viciously attack females, which is, it's so ironic, right? At a pro-choice women's rally, a female would be viciously attacked by a group of males, most likely white males, and the pro-life or the pro-choice people that are out there screaming for women's rights won't even defend a woman? How does that make any sense? It doesn't. It simply doesn't. And mainstream, sure, Fox News has been talking about it. Oh, violence, Portland. I mean, the protesters don't even know. All these pregnancy centers are being attacked. They attacked one last night in Portland. That was an anti-abortion, or that was an abortion. They supported abortions. And everyone on the Antifa chat rooms are like, oops, my bad, we should plan better. We just attacked an ally.
So what did they do, set it on fire?
Can you imagine if the people on the right we're just like, you know what? They keep calling us terrorists.
They set an abortion clinic on fire.
Because here's the thing, they don't.
Nuts.
They don't.
Can I find that?
Let's take a case in point. All the people that were protesting with the American flags outside of the Justice Center, right? All the patriots that were doing the back to blue and all that stuff. Do you know why they stopped? Even though they repeatedly were getting attacked by Antifa in broad daylight. They stopped because the police officers asked them to. Because even though they were supporting police, the police were coming under attack when they came to rescue them for supporting them. You know what I mean? It's mind-boggling to me. And let alone, we're not even talking about what they're chanting for. Okay, we're not even talking about the pro-life or anti-abortion or any of that stuff. We're just talking about common sense at this point. And what's funny is I saw a lot when we were covering it, and I was listening. But Adam was covering it on Friday night, and I covered it on Saturday night. I was listening to a lot of the people, and I recognized them. Same streamers were out there, same Black Bloc people were out there, and they're like, "Yeah, this is it. We're gonna have a crazy time." The same stuff as in 2020 with all the BLM protests. And it got me thinking, because this is different. Yes, some of them were chanting trans lives matter, you didn't hear very many Black Lives Matter chants. There weren't a lot of black people out there. And it caused me to wonder. I'm like, wait, why weren't there so many black people out there? These are the same people that are doing the Black Lives Matter marches that occurred all over 2020. They blocked highways and shit again this time over the weekend. Why wasn't it the same people? So it prompted me to start looking into notable black civil rights leaders and their views on abortion. And holy shit, was I stumped. I was stumped because some of the most well-known civil rights leaders pro-life. So even Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King is quoted as saying, "How can the dream survive if we murder children?" Like every aborted baby, like a slave in the womb of his or her mother. The mother decides his or her fate. Those are quotes from Martin Luther King. Isn't that insane? Jesse Jackson, another one. Civil rights, mega guy. Tough economic times, desperate people do desperate things, and abortion rate goes up. The solution is not to kill the innocent baby, but to deal with the mother's values and her attitude towards life. These are his quotes. Abortion is black genocide, what happens to the mind of a person and the moral fabric of a nation that accepts the aborting of a life of a baby without a pang of conscience. This is the Reverend Jesse Jackson. Isn't this weird? Now you can make the argument, well, Martin Luther King is a man. I dare any of you guys to go out and say that kind of stuff. Say what he's saying at that point doesn't matter. Come on. Here's the thing. There was a protest outside my house today. Or not outside, in town. And here's some video I shot of it. Not good, great video, because my battery was dying. But watch.
What? You better. You better. What the fuck?
Citizen Stringer. Yeah, and a very nice woman came up to me, and I forgot your name, and you said you were gonna watch, and one of the things that you said right away stuck with me, because you're like, what? And maybe it's because I'm a big, scary looking white dude. Maybe it's because I'm wearing a Spartan Armor T-shirt that says "Protect What's Yours" on the back. Maybe it's because I got a "We the People" tattoo or the American flag tattoo on me. I don't know what it is, but you instantly. You rated me as what's the right word? I don't know. You judged me from the very beginning. It came up and said, "I hope you paint us in a good light." What good light? How do you? If you expect a journalist to paint you in a good light, you are the same person that needs to watch this show and understand that you're being lied to all the time. Journalists' jobs are not to paint you in a good light. My job out there to film it is not to paint you in a good light. It's not to do anything except show what's really going on. That happening with, at its peak, maybe 100 people in a town of 5,000 is news.
Paint me in
it is news.
Light.
I didn't realize that the color was so screwed up. I thought it was my other monitor, but apparently it was the color. I gotta fix the camera. But you know what? It's kind of crazy. But anyway, the woman came up after she profiled me as a conservative. Yes, and I said that, and I hope you're watching with your husband. Very nice people. But I hope you understand that was like me walking up to that was prejudiced as shit. Anyway, she walked up and was like, "Are you going to paint me in a good light?" And I'm like, "What? Or are you going to paint this in a good light?" And I'm like, "I don't paint anything, and I show what's on camera. That's the whole beauty of doing things live, is we show what's on camera. We don't edit stuff out. We don't cut and chop, to make the perfect clip. Because trust me, I could do that. I could have stayed maybe after you left when the one guy was out there and he was yelling, and all the protesters, all these women's rights protesters that had pictures of bloody coat hangers that were standing out there yelling, chanting "F your God" to a religious guy that was out there having a conversation. I could profile all of you. I could have taken offense to that at that point and then came out as well and flipped out. I did actually. I came out again because I heard that chant from inside my office, and I was like, that is so wrong. Because here's the thing. We support your right to go out there and make morons of yourself. And when I say make morons of yourself, here is the truth. I understand there are some things, you know, in my, simmer down, Steve. Let me explain, just again, for the people way in the back. I'll whisper like Joe Biden. I believe that the only time an abortion, and I don't even know if I believe it, to be honest. The only time I can justify it, possibly, and I don't even know if it's a justification, is if the mom's going to die, the baby's going to die. It was a rape or incest. That's it. That's it. Because otherwise, we have like contraceptives, we have like condoms, we have abstinence, things to stop it from happening, right? I understand there's other examples. But if it's a heart beating, regardless of whether or not you've been told by 2 doctors that, you know, that life outside the womb may not be viable, if that heart is beating, if that heart, and you're like, here's the thing, if you have kids, like, I'll be honest, you may have, you know, profiled me and judged me. The second you open your mouth, I judged you. And I did. I just realized that live. I did. The second you open your mouth and you start with the justification on why abortion is acceptable, especially as a mom, especially as a person, a birthing person. Can we say mom anymore? I judge you because that's a heart. I mean, I have 2 children. They are the best thing in the world. And we almost lost.
Uh-oh.
When he was born. I almost lost my wife. Those kids are like every single day. They talked us into buying fucking bunnies. I'm not joking. These kids are magical. In a good way and a bad way. And how anybody could think that how anybody could want to kill. I wish I asked a woman today if she believes in the death penalty. Because I'm very curious if any of the people, and if you were one of the protesters out there today that's watching the show, I invite you, send me an email, social@citizenstringer.com.
Somebody probably got mad and trying to report.
And we'll keep you anonymous. But I'm curious as to your position on the death penalty. Because you could say, well, a woman deserves the right to kill the baby that's growing inside their belly, but the government doesn't deserve the right to kill someone who murdered someone, you know, ruthlessly. Like, and even those are 2 different things. But a lot of the people that are anti the death penalty are pro-abortion, pro-choice, which doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. And maybe it's like the example that was given to me was they found out 5 months or so into the pregnancy that the baby had major health issues, and that 2 pediatricians both said that there's a very good likelihood the child would not survive outside the womb. It was 5 months, and the heart was still beating. The heart was still beating, and if that's your justification, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. You know, if it's a medical necessity, then that's another thing. But apparently that wasn't, because the heart was beating. I don't know, man. I can't understand. For the life of me, I can't. You got people out here chanting, advocating, you know, to kill a living being. These are the same people that are like vegans because they don't want to eat deer, or they don't believe in hunting, or they don't want to kill the grazing animals. They're the same people. And that's the truth. That's the truth. And I can understand that a lot of people just want to make up their own mind, right? That's what everyone says. It's our body, our choice. It's not. It's not. Because there's other people that are involved. And trust me, I don't think you'll ever be able to forgive yourself for killing. You hear it all the time. People go to war and have flashbacks about seeing the people they killed. Think about killing an innocent child. And I hope people that did make that decision hear this and are ashamed, because you should be. But I don't care if you're a long-time viewer or not. But I just can't imagine it. I just can't, for the life of me, imagine how anyone could do it. And yes, I will pass judgment on anyone I ever find out that does. Because that's who I am. You know what I mean? It's so weird. And seeing people out here protesting. And again, it's like a conflict because, like, I drove by, you know, I heard them protesting, and I was like, what the fuck? Because I pulled in, you know, the back way to my office, and I heard, woo, all these women yelling, and I'm like, that's weird, because this is a really small town, and I don't know what the hell that is. And then I heard it again, and I heard it again. I sit down at my computer starting to work, and I hear it again. I I see people honking the horns. So I walk outside, out of the front of the store, and I see it's people holding signs, and I instantly know it. It's a pro-choice, or a pro-choice rally. And I'm like, what? In my town? And then I'm like, okay, whatever. Good for them, exercising their First Amendment. Even if it's something I disagree with, I still support it. And then I'll be honest, I jumped in my car and I drove by and I saw some of the signs that people had, you know, with the coat hangers, bloody coat hangers, and this, and the graphic terminology on some of the signs. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with these people? I had a video I recorded in my car. And I said, what the F is wrong? I couldn't, for the life of me, I just can't understand. There's no rationalizing it for me. There's no rationalizing for it. And maybe it would have been different. I guess, I'll be honest, I never really thought about it until I became a dad. But there's no rationalizing killing an unborn child at all. Even in the circumstance that the child will not be, you know, there's a good percentage that he's not going to be viable outside of the womb. If his heart's still beating, he's still living. He's still living. And he has a chance. God does weird shit. I'm not super religious either. But God does weird stuff, man. You know, you hear about people in comas and they want to cut out no brain activity, blah, blah, blah. And then the person wakes up 20 years later. It's weird. But it's true. You know, and that's why I just can't for the life of me understand it. You know? And to me, the reason why I was taken aback, and I went out there and filmed, and then I realized that, you know, once the lady came up and profiled me, I'm like, well, this is bullshit. This is bullshit because I can't even come out here and just film without people walking up and saying, whoa, are you going to paint us in a good light? No, I'm not going to paint you in a good light. I'm going to paint you in the light you're in. If you're asking someone to paint you in a good light, that means you're not doing the right thing. That means you already know that what you're doing is wrong. That if you want to be painted in a good light, do you understand that?
Doing his Joe Biden whisper.
Because that's what that means. If you want people to paint you in a certain way, that means what you're doing is wrong. That means you don't even believe in what you're doing. You know, if that protest was back out there tomorrow and they had signs that were, you know, shit, even if it's like, you know, our body, our choice, like that, whatever. You know, but then again, even with that, like, what if the guy who's the other half of making that beautiful creature that's growing inside your belly before you kill it, what about that guy? Does he have any rights? Because I could tell you, I would be fucking devastated if I ever found out that a woman that I was in a relationship with, and it felt so strongly, I'm in a relationship, that they aborted my child without my permission, because you never get my permission. You know, it's just weird. It's just, I don't know. I don't know. You know, I will always support the right for people to protest, even if it's something I disagree with fundamentally. Always. You know, but when they're saying F your God and all that stuff, don't you dare, you know, come by my shop and say, oh, that's a conservative shop. They had Sleepy Joe Biden shirts. Don't you dare do that while you're chanting F your God to other people. And at least when I open the door, when there's 8 of you outside the store, laughing it up, talking shit about it, and I open the door and I say, hey, do you guys want to have a conversation? Is there anything you want to talk about? And you're like, no, that's good. And you all walk away. I don't bite. I'm not going to punch you in the mouth. I literally talk for a living. This is what I do. I'm opening a fucking coffee shop so people can come in and talk and have free coffee. That's the reason. I don't like talking to people in real life. But it's the only thing I can do to fucking try to change this. to change what's going on in this world. Understand that I don't need to like what you like, and you don't need to like what I like. Someday people will understand that. But you did. All the little kids that were out there, and I say little kids, you're probably in your early 20s. You all fled the second I opened that door. And I know you can't see in it. The one girl that was looking in with the nose ring, you saw me coming. You got scared. You ran back down those steps. But I opened the door and I said, "Can I help you? You have any questions? Like, if you have questions, I'll do my best to answer. You know, I'm not mean. You are the reason why I do this show. You, specifically you. The people that are brainwashed by what's going on. If you want to have a conversation, knock on the door, send me an email. Come on the show. I'll set up other cameras. We can do a live feed with multiple people every single day. We got to do what we got to do to change how this country's going. If you care. If you don't, then just keep doing what you're doing. But people have to wake up and realize that, it's weird because I'm sitting here and I'm like contradicting myself like crazy. Because I'm saying like, listen, well, no, because it's weird because I am like trying to be rational here when I talk about the abortion stuff. Maybe that's going inside the body. I'm trying to be rational by it and give some rational thought or rational like speak. And I realize I'm failing because as I'm talking, I'm like, listen, I am passing judgment on them for being out there supporting it and then expecting them not to pass judgment on me for having my own set of beliefs. It's weird. And I don't have a solution for it. You know what I mean? Because I say, don't just, just because I voted for Trump or, I voted Republican. I'm not a Republican anymore. I say that proudly as shit. I'm not a Republican. I am a conservative, but I'm not a Republican. Look at what they're doing to the country, too. Their inaction is destroying our country just as much as Democrats' actions are destroying us. We're allowing it to happen. Anyway, just a reminder, guys, for everyone that is watching every day, we need your support today and yesterday and every single day. Whether it's, you guys going and buying coffee at 9:30 when I update the counts tonight, or whatever, sending super chats, super yeets. I didn't see many of them today. I think I saw one or two. We need your support to keep the lights on. I hate to say it, but it's the fucking truth. It sucks. And this is what it takes a lot of time to go in and do a show.
Everybody go in and like and
every single day.
To...
Plus opening the coffee shop, packaging coffee all day.
Steve's awesome.
So don't be sheepish. Go buy coffee. It's the best damn coffee you ever had.
Been watching his stream
starting in the next couple of weeks, you're going to see when the coffee price goes up, so the pound of coffee goes up to I'm probably going to do $19.99 for the pound of coffee, and the shipping cost is going to go up just a hair. And that's because you're going to get a pound of the coffee, you're going to get and other stuff. It's going to be more than coffee because I really want to set myself up and have it so people really just, they're like, I only drink Berkshire coffee. It's the best damn coffee in the world. Plus, Steve gives us all that fancy stuff all the time.
And you're refunding our money back then.
That's
like a bunch of people.
I think there's going to be a French press. I'm trying to find one that has glass so I can imprint on it first. Yeah, but I'm going to put that in one of the things. It's going to be good as long as I can get it in both. But yeah, I appreciate everyone for watching. Citizen String I already cut out, went to the radio station. But yeah, thank you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Oh, January 6th hearing tomorrow, 1 o'clock. They have some new breaking video that they had to schedule an urgent meeting. Tomorrow at 1 o'clock, we will air that live, of course.
I wish it wasn't working.
And yeah.
I might do that.
Bye.
Steve. Good show. That's a good show. So this is what I normally do when I get home from work. Fuck around and watch some news and oh shit. Let's see.